My name is Mark Gordon. I'm the sales director at the International Outdoor Event Expo, and what I wanted to do was just talk a little bit more about how we're using this research. It's all well and done doing this, but what are we going to do to make sure that this was a worthwhile exercise and that our show actually caters for the needs that we've quite clearly identified by our visitors. So just a little bit of background on IOEX. We are co-located with International Confex, and we're basically born from the visitors that have actually been going to that show. Now, what we did, we were looking at our ABC profile at Confex, and we realised that we had a vast amount of live event organisers actually coming to our show. Now, this was great, and we loved them, and they were all welcome, but in fact, we didn't actually have a dedicated area for them. So they were coming, so we asked them, well, why are you coming, and so on, and it was basically they needed new ideas and new suppliers. So off the back of that research, we decided to launch IOEX, which is basically dedicated to the live event production and technology industry. But what we were doing, and the research actually backed this up as well, is that we really wanted to focus on new technology, education and networking. So let's have a look at who these people were. Now, Confex last year attracted 3,863 live event professionals. This is around 12,000 people. 4,000 of them actually came from a live event background. Now, of them, what we found also was an incredibly senior level that were coming as well, certainly more senior than some of the other exhibitions out there. But also, they had a lot of money to spend, a lot of them over £100,000, and also they did a lot of events. 2,675 did 11 or more events during the year. Now, moving forward, what's happened already because of this is the exhibitors have started to book up for the show as well. Now, you can see on the logos on the right-hand side, there's some very, very big names there, and apologies for anyone in the room who's exhibiting who are not on there. And these exhibitors will cover a wide range of people, from structures, technology, facilities, ticketing, security, social media, obviously. But what you can see from the people that are actually there, it's going to be very much the high end, and that's what we're trying to do, is to get the big players of the industry there. But also what we want to do is try and get maybe the smaller ones, maybe launching into the market, who have got the new products, who are actually sort of doing some really groundbreaking stuff. What we're trying to do is enable those guys to come as well. Now, luckily, we've had a lot of help with this, by some major industry associations. NOAA, I can see Jan over there, the Event Hire Association, ISIS, Eventia. All these people have been putting their weight behind this exercise as well. So we've been quite lucky to have a lot of friends. And let's not forget our media buddies as well. Main Event, Standout Event, being to name but a few. So basically, it's all about giving the visitors what they want. Now, as you can see from the survey itself, new technology and services were identified. So what we've done, we've launched a wide variety of different things to cater for that. Now, the three main ones for us is, one is what we're calling the innovation incubator. Now, this is literally, we're going to get the guys at Element Domes, they're building a fantastic structure, and what we're going to do is have people sort of walk into, any supplier, doesn't even have to be an exhibitor at the show, can actually apply to pitch their product for free for 15 minutes to our audience. The only stipulation is that they must have, their products must have been launched either within the last 6 months or in the future 6 months. As I say, completely free, and the reason we're doing this is because that's what our visitors want. Now, we're not saying it's going to be like a gladiatorial arena when there's people sort of thumbs up, thumbs down, but it will be a really nice sort of environment where people can sit there and sort of within sort of an hour at least find out 4 new products they probably didn't know of previously. Now, I've got to say this carefully, this next one, because I actually called it the land speed networking area earlier, which will be completely different. But the landowner speed networking. Now, we've had a lot of event organisers and sort of production agencies and such, when we were doing our research, saying, well, it's great, but we need new spaces, we need new venues. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to do almost act like a dating agency and introduce new landowners who possibly haven't thought about using their space for events, and actually marry them up with event organisers as well. So this is going to happen in the main sort of networking area, and literally we're going out to sort of people, shopping centres, local councils, but even farmers and people like that. We're getting them involved, and then we can actually put them together with people who have indicated that they're looking for new spaces. Also, something that we're working very closely with guys on Event Magazine and also our sister show Confex is the next big thing. Now, you may have seen some of this already because the heats have been happening, but what we're trying to do are discover new talent, new entertainment, new attractions that people can actually use. Now, this has gone through with doing some various heats, and the final is actually going to be taking place at the show. Now, I think, and Jeremy, you might be correct me if I'm wrong, I think in the past one we've done this, we've actually had sort of semi-finalists of Britain's Got Talents and even finalists of the X Factor come to us before they got big in there. So, we've got a real good track record in sort of unearthing these good talents, and so, it should be of interest to our visitors as well. The seminar program. This is a big thing for us. I mean, across the 3 days, we're going to have at least 25 sessions, of which split into 3 streams. Now, we've got a massive keynote theatre, IOEX, but we're also going to have so many sessions. We've got a second one as well. Now, the 3 streams, so basically it'll be the first day will be, I believe it's sports, second music, third experiential. Now, from a sport production, anyone who's interested in that, they can come, and they know on one day they can talk about event sponsorship, maximising events tenancy, looking at what's happening beyond 2012, music production, new technology, massive thing like cashless payments, contingency planning, looking at customer spending trends. And from an experiential point of view, such things as accessing new venue space, and we've got, I think it's Lord Shaftesbury, also, I think that's his name, coming down. He's sort of just opening up his estate, and he's going to be talking about his experience there. I think he's even being followed by a Channel 4 documentary crew. But we're also looking at brand event sponsorship, targeting particular sort of demographics like families and such. This is all going to be there as well. Now, these sessions have all been derived from our research and also what we found out with the investment survey as well. Watch out for a sort of more detail and another press release coming out, I believe, in, possibly this week or next week, which will give you more details of exactly the top people who are going to be talking there. So that's the visitors, but what about exhibitors? Now, I know there's a mixture of you both here. Literally, hopefully, in theory, because we're getting all these people come in that are there all because they want to source new supplies and new services, it should hopefully be the perfect environment to pitch. Straight off the back, if you put us with Confex, there should be at least 12,000 event organisers in that hall over the 3 days. By far the largest exhibition for the event industry, I believe around 3 times as large as our nearest competitor. The audience as well, is a real mixture. You've got your pure play organisers and festival organisers and sports people, but also we're in getting the brands. Last year we had people from Google, HSBC, Coca-Cola, even the NHS, NATO. These were all guys that, we're sending out their event teams to come to our show, and they should be there this year as well. As you can see, they're all very high level, all decision makers, the biggest sort of concentration of event organiser decision makers in the UK throughout the year. Plus also, if you are a sort of maybe of a smaller sort of size company, we do have low cost entry points such as like the NOAA or the EHA pavilions, which should be able to get you your foot in the door. Also, if you're exhibiting, one of the things we're doing on the first night is that we're going to have quite a big VIP party with all the major sort of organisers. If you're an exhibitor, you get tickets for that as well. The innovator incubator. Now, obviously, I've told you about this from a visitor point of view, but let's face it, if you're an exhibitor or even if you're not exhibiting, yahoo to you, but you can still get involved. It is free. You've got all these people walking through the door. They all want to hear about your services. It's a captive and interested audience. So it's a really good opportunity for you to try and sort of promote your launch product right there and there. There's also other things, from sponsorship of the incubator or the conference streams. There's the networking bar where you can hold events. There are private reception rooms, meeting rooms such as this that you could use as well. There are lots and lots of opportunities as well as exhibiting that you could take part in. So, in conclusion, told you it wouldn't be that long, it is an environment built for business. For event organisers, these guys are going to be attracted by the relevant content and focus on new technology and services, the thing that they're really interested in, as we can see from the survey results. But also from a supplier's point of view, you've got a high concentration of decision makers sourcing new ideas they want to be sold to. Now, how many times a year can you say that? So hopefully that will equal new business opportunities. Thank you.